Hey you guys, what's going on? Shaquan here from Trade on Purpose and SLFX Trading. In today's video, what I'm going to do is show you guys two mistakes that I've made in trading on pound USD and how I've had winning trades but did not trade them properly. But the market just had something different in mind. Something that we never see a lot of traders do is we never see them go over their losses and how to correct the losses, how to correct the mistakes, right? I am not a perfect trader. I have a really good system, but now I'm transitioning from swing trading to scalping. And every single day when I come back into the market, I keep seeing something about myself that I need to adjust on these charts. But the biggest key thing that I see is that every single trade is unique. I keep trading my system the same way, but I can see that my mind has to be into the trade. But then there are times I have to take out how I feel and just logically trade. So there are two things that I've noticed I need to take heed to, and you'll see how they're going to play out when I go over my losses, when I go over the trades that I've taken, and when I go over the trade that I didn't even take that was a successful trade as well. So I'm taking you guys from A to Z from the last two trading days, pound USD. Let's get into it. Let's start with today. I'd rather start with today because it's such a fresh trade that's on my mind. Okay, so pound USD, 15-minute time frame, 3-minute time frame, but what's most important on this particular trade is going to be the 4-hour time frame. Now technically when I trade, I do come to the markets between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. I have seen that that is my sweet spot for pound USD because it's coming to the close of the London session, it's the beginning of the New York session, and I get to bypass some of the news. Yes, there is news that comes out and it does impact the way that I can trade sometimes, but at least I'm coming to the market at a really good time when there's a lot of activity, volatility, fluctuations. I'm not trading in a dead market because I've typically seen that pound USD, if you go and look at your chart from 3 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the candlesticks tend to get a little bit tricky looking. They're not the same candlesticks. They're really weird looking, and price tends to consolidate. No, this is not on a daily basis, but I have noticed like from 3 to 5, that's just not a sweet spot for me to start trading. But when I do come to the price charts between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., I can get in 1 to 2 good setups. And that's the sweet spot for me right there. Now, I generally do typically have a rule that if I lose one trade, I'm done for the day because my mind sometimes particularly cannot handle more than one loss. Now, I think that's really important for traders to understand. How many losses in a row can you handle? Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? And it also depends on your risk management. For me, one tends to be my sweet spot. Two, I'm pushing it, but I'll stop. Or if I lose 1% in a day, I just stop trading, even if the trade is a winner. And that's what I experienced today. Now, the market is working in real time. So here's what ended up happening, okay? I get to the chart. My first mind was when I'm looking on my 15-minute, I saw a low at 1.21357 and I seen a lower low at 1.21310. I immediately knew that I want to sell, but I think I refined this information a little bit too much, and here's what I mean. If you come up to the 4-hour time frame with me, one of the things that you're going to see is that this is the high at 1.21646. This is the low candlestick at 1.21310. Generally, typically, technically for me, I see this as price making a lower low and I want to continue to sell. But where I would place my estimation zone on the 4-hour, I can't, because where I want to place my zone is where technically I want to enter, but I will be entering at such a low price, my reward to risk just would not make sense, right? So with that being said, I will have to drop down to the 15-minute to place it. Now, this is where the first zone here comes in at. That is me breaking down the 4-hour candlestick. That is the top of the 4-hour candlestick because wicks are candlesticks on a lower time frame. And so I knew that's where I wanted to enter my trade, but I refined it too much because I saw this as on the 15, watch this. On the 15-minute time frame, I saw a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So now I'm thinking, wait a minute, I have two different areas where I can take a sale from. That's what I ended up doing. So one of the first sales that I took was actually right here to go back down because I even went down to a 2-hour time frame. I said, wait a minute, on a 2 hour, I can probably get in a little bit earlier. I did end up selling. I saw price decreasing. I was like, okay, maybe we can get a push past this low. I moved my stops to break even and a little bit in profit. I end with $60 in profit because, as you can see, the market went up some more. So okay, cool. Well, I'm fine with that. It's a win. At the end of the day, it's still a win, right? Now the market goes back up to my very first zone, which is based on here on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so I end up getting to a sell on this candlestick, but I believe there was some type of news or something happened because the market gapped down. Now here's what I mean. I got into the trade on this bullish inverted hammer, but the market did not trigger me in at the end of that bullish hammer. Instead, the market triggered me in 6 pips lower than where I entered the trade, which is all the way down here where this wick was. I mean, the market just moved. Immediately, I'm $300 in the negative. I said, you know what? I cannot lose this particular trade at this point because now my stops were actually up here. Okay, so I have to be transparent with you guys because at this time, remember, I'm seeing this now as a lower high. Okay, on the 15-minute, it's refined too much. So now I'm like, okay, if I lose this trade, I'm losing 5 lots times the 6 pips that the market now put me in lower with the widening of the spread, plus 5 times or $50 times however many pips my stop loss was, which at this point is another 11 pips away, which is over $550. I'm at a potential of losing almost $1,000 on this particular setup, right? In case price goes back on me. My gut says, Shaquan, cover this trade as quickly as you can. So I trail my stops down. I see this long bearish candlestick next. I trail my stop and I say, okay, I'm gonna trail it some more in case I do get stopped out. So I end up getting stopped out for $340, okay? Plus how much I went in on this trade, which was $50, which is a $35 charge. Now I want you to understand something. When you're using a broker, technically, every time you use a higher lot size, you're getting charged a certain amount, okay? So each of these trades, I go in at $50 a pip. Well, now guess what? I am charged $35 on each of these trades, okay? With the potential to gain hundreds to thousands of dollars. So I want you to keep that in mind. Now, I get back into the market. Price makes this bearish candle, okay? So I'm back in again. Now, at this time, I have a couple students on with me, and we're talking about these two zones and how price can stay below either zone, right? But we know this is the highest zone that price can go. So at this time, we're in the trade and it's going well. Boom, stopped out. And my stop is literally around this area right here. Stopped out, then price goes my way. At this time, I lose $700 plus another $35 with the charge. The trade price goes my way because now I'm at a loss for 1% in my account, a little bit over 1% in my account, about 1.2% now. I can't trade again. My rule says, Shaquan, you got stopped out twice or you're at 1%. You need to stop trading. I stopped trading. This trade goes my way. Yes, this trade would have actually made it up for my loss and put me into profit for the day. Okay. But here's a really important rule. Stick with your rules because this trade could have also went the other way. I don't know. No one ever knows. But the analysis was there. So here's what this teaches me. One, I now have to add in my 4 hour, okay? I can get away with the 15 and 3 minute on a daily basis, but there are times I will need this 4 hour time frame. But I am going to show you guys this next trade where I did not need the 4 hour time frame to make this trade. But another key element that I'm realizing is I need to set my pending orders up again. When I was swing trading, I was setting pending orders and I was a conservative trader, which means I could get away with not entering a trade very aggressively. I had time. When you scalp the market or you day trade the market, you don't have time to sit here and lollygag. You got to make a decision as quick as possible and you have to stay with it. Your stops are one thing you don't really want to cover or move in the trade so fast. I have to say that, right? But one of the things I will say too, what got me out of this trade to where I'm not losing $1,000, I only lost $340, was the fact that something told me to get out of the trade, cover as quick as possible. I gotta trust my gut on some of these trades, right? And so that's exactly what I did. And I'm actually glad that I did do that because, I mean, this could have been a really big disastrous day. But anyway, so this was a winning setup. This is my TMP strategy all the way. Textbook. Now I'm going to show you another textbook trade too. So let's go to yesterday, okay? So yesterday when I came to the market, and this was way before any of this consolidation ended up happening. When I came into the market, I looked at this as an extreme high, right? This is the highest that I've seen price go before price ends up dropping. So I have this marked out. That's a lower high. Then I see this as a lower low. And then I start to see, this is where I add something else. I did not add price label tools. I saw that the market had started to retrace because, mind you, we're in a downtrend. I saw price retrace. I saw price go down. Now, at this point, I'm thinking maybe price can come all the way back up here so I can sell, right? But then something unique happens here. Price actually goes back up, creates a new high, and then it ends up dropping again. But the thing about this drop is it never went past this low. So this is what had me thinking, okay, we're going to go up, but we didn't. Instead, what ended up happening, price moved past this low on the 15-minute time frame. Something should have went off in my mind like ding, 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 ding. Shaquan, we're dropping, we're decreasing, look for sales. Because I had it set up, you guys. I saw it. I saw it, right? Now, at this time, mind you, I'm coming to my charts. I come to my charts around 9. And there are times when I will take a trade that's before 9 o'clock. There are times I do that. Now, around this time on the 3-minute time frame, I did not enter the trade. I didn't set a pending order. What got me was the consolidation. I do not trade consolidation. When I see consolidation happen, I'm thinking, yo, why is the market here? Why are we testing this area so many times or touching this area so many times for my market structure? What's going on here? Because there could be a big toss up. But instead of me focusing on the consolidation, I should have focused on the trend. Mind you, I took no trade yesterday at all. This was a beautiful setup. Textbook TMP once again, where I could have set a pending order, and I hate coulda, woulda, shouldas. I'm trying to get out of that. But I want y'all to see something. Okay, my stop loss would have been at 5 pips. Okay, 5.3 pips. My take profit was going to be back down to the low and further because I still do use my fibs when I trade these. Okay, so my stop would have came down here to 1.21608, which would have been a 30 pip stop loss. And on this one, normally I would risk $100 per pip because, I mean, it's only $530, right? But I did not do that. Okay, we had a bit of news come out, and I mean, I think that shook me as well when that news came out and the wick went all the way up. I'm like, what is going on? You're back at the area again. Like, what's going on? I saw some extra trades on here as well that could have been taken on a 3-minute time frame, going back down towards this low and further. But Shaquan, I did not take the trades. I just feel like the past 2 days, I did not trade to my fullest potential. Last week was a profitable week. It was a really good week in the market. This week, I just feel like I didn't trade my potential. And pound USD between 9 and 11 typically gives me an entry on a daily basis. There may be 1 or 2 days every week or every other week I may not get anything, but this thing has been giving me what I need. And it's me right now. I don't know what it is about this week. I have no idea, but I just have not performed the way I need to. I think one of the things that's going to happen is to stop me from thinking about the execution. Just set my pending orders how I did when I was swing trading. Now, I think that can work, right? I've been back testing it. It's profitable. I teach it. It's profitable. You know, it's just this transition, and I have to be more aggressive now. And with swing trading, I was conservative. Now I just gotta transition, right? Not think about it. Just go with the flow, go with what I know. And I know my system is great. I see people trade my system. They trade it greatly. It is good. Okay. But I think with this, I'm a firm believer that it's not about the strategy when you trade. It's all about you and how you trade the strategy. The strategy can't trade itself. I mean, unless you got like some type of algorithm, but it takes a human to create it, right? So it's all about how you input things on your computer to make the algorithm work. is still based on your instincts, right? It's based on how you work it, how you word everything. And so I gotta get back to doing that. I can't just go hop on the flow. This gonna go there, this gonna go there. As a woman, for me personally, it works better when I speak it out, when I set my pending orders, and I just let the market do its thing. Gotta go back to doing that. But I wanted to show you all the way I think. I always tell my students, let me show y'all my mind. Let me show you what I'm thinking. And there's a lot of times when I can show what I'm thinking and not take action. And I've struggled with that for years. And I need to take action on what I'm thinking, because when I come back and I look, I'm like, yo, that was great. Why did I do that? Now, how many of y'all have been there too? Like, let me know in the comment section if you are that type of person. You see it, you like it, you jot it down, you plot it out, but for some reason you may not take action. That happens to a lot of us in this market. It is very frustrating, right? Trust me, I get it, I feel it, I know it. But I'm going to start rambling and ranting. I just wanted to show you guys the other side of things. I can show y'all winning trade setups a lot, but there are a lot of times when I feel like the losing trades help you learn about yourself, help you learn what you can do better. Because most of my losses, if I'm being honest with you guys, they are actually winners because they end up going my way. That's the thing about my losses. And so it's something with what I'm doing, where I'm moving, that I've learned, right? Because this would have been a winner. And then if we just zoom back in and we scroll back to today, the trade was there. It was there. But I wanted to share that with y'all. Just being transparent, especially with me being a coach. There are times when even coaches got to adjust to. And this is about being vulnerable. This is about being transparent, but it's also about being relatable to y'all. Don't think you're alone, all right? But listen, TMP works. You want to learn it. You want to get in with me in the mornings when I scalp. I'll show you the setup. You decide if you want to take it. Then make sure you click the link below to join Trade on Purpose so you can learn TMP. It's such a good strategy, such a simple strategy. But please keep in mind, you are the one who has to work it, and I will always motivate you to work it. All right? I love you guys. You all be blessed.